lap. And we're doing all this letting our paint dry from the first section, so those of you with classes will know to come up with something to do while your paint's drying. It's just a great idea that's worked for us for many classes. Okay, so I'm going to be gluing about 5 of these. And then we're going to do the old trick of laying the circle inside the flower with glue. And then just laying them in on top of that glue, just to give a second layer, a little second dimension to that flower. So you know I did 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 petals on the outside and 4 petals on the inside, and we made that flower. So there's your back. Everything is glued to the back. Great. Then we're going to do one last flower, and I think this one is the easiest. Normally I start with this flower because it's the easiest, and then I tell them when we do the one that I just did that they're now professional flower makers and they've graduated. But, and they always get a chuckle out of that. But this time, let's just do a triangle flower that will lay flat since we have the raised flowers. So we're going to take those petals that we cut before, and I'm just going to cut some triangles. And you see how I did that? I made all of those triangles out of the one strip, all of these stacks. And they're all random, but basically the same size, okay? So now what we're going to do, I'm going to take just a little wad of that. I'm going to curl it straight down from the top. I still want a little, I don't want them to be completely flat. We're just going to roll it down here, make them curled, okay? And then with the triangles, because they're so wide, you'll just do a dot one at a time and stick it, and then over top of that, and you're going to make that sunshine again that we talked about on the first flower that we did. We're going to go around and just make this little sunshine. This will give us a nice pocket to do some buttons or some vintage treasures or some pom-poms or some glitter or whatever you would like to fill the center of your flower with. I've got hot glue stringing here. Have two? No, that's just one, so I need to do a couple more here. All right, let's do, I'm thinking 2 or 3 more. I'll just roll up a few just in case. Okay, so you can see how much faster this flower is than the others. So you girls will be taking a little break on this one. And you can see why I usually start out with this one. I don't know why I did it backwards today, but I did. Okay, so there you go. Now I'm going to take, oh, I have 2 on there. Now I'm going, actually, I think I'm going to put 1 more in there. I've got a little hole there. There we go. And remember I told you about like crooked flowers and not perfect? That's fine. They're not perfect. And that's what makes them look handmade. You know, we didn't go buy them in a kit that's already cut out at the craft store. We are making these our own way. And it really does make them nice when they're variable. There is a difference in the pre-made things that are punched out and things like this that we're making on our own. Oh shoot, I meant to make this smaller. I'm using the same triangles that I cut the first time. I'm going to cut them down. I'm just going to cut over here on the side and make the triangle smaller. And then I'm going to roll it because we're going to do the center and we don't want it the same size. Right? So again, I'm going to put a dot and lay a triangle in there, and I'm going to let the point come in between the other points. All right. Another one here, and this will be our 3rd and final flower. Then we're going to decorate the middle of it, and then we'll get back to the palette boards. We'll lay our stencils on. That, if you remember, I said I bought mine at Hobby Lobby. I wanted to use the stencils that I knew you guys would be able to get a hold of. Hopefully your Hobby Lobby will have what I'm using. If not, again, I mentioned earlier the best source is your local craft stores, or go to Etsy or Google when you're looking for your stencils. Those are where I buy all of mine. So you're just building this up, not worrying about what the middle looks like at all, you guys. The middle has nothing to do with this. We're gonna decorate our middle and you will not see your stacks of paper.